I'm also trying to whip this together because we're doing this in one take. So we are going to be ranking the tier, or we are going to be giving my tier list set of all Stage 1 Pokemon. And I personally think that the second form of all starter Pokemon will make or break a starter Pokemon from a design standpoint more than anything. Because a lot of these Pokemon, they are that transition phase to that ultimate form of a Pokemon, and if they don't have it, then or if like you can't like believe the transition, or if it just like feels inconsistent, or I don't know, it just doesn't like really exude the essence of what the starter or the final form really had, then it kind of is. Uh, I don't know. It can ruin the design, and if there's not that in between point, I don't know. For me, it can ruin. It's why I think Charizard is kind of a bummer of a Pokemon, and we'll get into that. So let's start this before I go on to any specific examples. So here I am, right here with my tier list. We've got it all right here. We're gonna start with Ivysaur. Ivysaur to me is absolute easiest S tier of all starter Pokemon for that form because it is clearly a transition from Bulbasaur. It's consistent with some of the designs of Bulbasaur, but still clearly changing. And it like stands prouder, but it still has the body of Bulbasaur. It looks just like a bigger boy of Bulbasaur, but without being like this like crazy change in too much aesthetic other than the idea of a budding flower. Great design, don't have any criticisms towards it. Venusaur, he's a good design, don't get me wrong, but Ivysaur is perfect to me. Charmeleon, Charmeleon, I'm going to give an easy D tier to. And I will, and just like the point I was trying to say before, Charmeleon, one, should have wings. Two, should not be some like brick red color. If both Charmander and Charizard are more of an orange, and even like Charmander's like a yellow orange almost. And Charmeleon is just like a step forward in some design and then a step backwards in others. Charmeleon also, yeah, he should have some semblance of wings coming from his back because that's a big change from Charmeleon to Charizard to just have nothing to a fucking JoJo jet plane or JJ jet plane on his back, whatever it is. So Charmeleon is D tier. Wartortle, I'm going to give a C tier to. I think Squirtle is a great Pokemon. I think Blastoise is a great Pokemon. But the ears and the tail on Wartortle, they're there and then they're gone. Like they're like it's a great design and I feel like they were going somewhere with it, but then they just didn't follow through. At the very least, I do feel like Wartortle gives off like a it is clearly a leveled up form from Squirtle where Charmeleon just looks red. It's like when Alex Jones started taking that medication and just became more red, whereas like Wartortle's like, okay, like he's going somewhere with it. So that to me is my opinion on that. Bayleaf, I'm also going to give a C tier to because Bayleaf has the weird leaf on its head, and then they don't really go anywhere with it. I'm going to put Bayleaf underneath Wartortle because Bayleaf, I will say, gets extra marks for having a really cute cry. I will give it that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Outside of that, I don't feel that great about it overall. It almost looks like Meganium, but just like slightly different aesthetic. It also just kind of feels like it's stealing its design from Venusaur or Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. So I don't know. It lacks the originality. Quilava, I'm gonna give. I didn't think these through. I didn't think all of them through. Quilava, I want to give. I'm gonna keep him at a B tier for now. No, I'm gonna give it. Quilava's A tier because it's clearly an evolution from Cyndaquil, and it is a great graduation from it because it just like looks more badass. It looks like it's like coming into its own element. I don't know. I love how there's more fire spreading around it. I think Quilava's a better design than Typhlosion, anyways. So yeah, that to me is an easy A tier. Um, Croconaw. Croconaw to me is a tricky one because I love where they're going with Croconaw. However, they back away on it. And so that's why I also want to give Croconaw, I either want to give it upper C or like lower B tier. I'm going to go with lower B tier for now because I think Crocodile is a great design. It's clearly a graduation from Totodile, but it almost suffers the same issue as Charmander, but it's at least just not a lizard on its feet. Or it's like a premature dragon. Crocodile, at the very least, one looks like a caveman, which is awesome. Love that idea. Don't know why they're doing it, but I love it. The only issue is Totodile looks like a crocodile. Crocodile looks like a caveman. And then Feraligatr goes back to looking like a crocodile more than anything. And it's just inconsistent, but I do think Crocodile has, I don't know, like I like the fact that it's using a non-type color in its palette for the first time for all those Pokemon. I don't know, like it like clearly stands out as just like looking like a different type Pokemon. Again, my takes. Any other ones are clearly wrong, but you're also allowed to have your opinions. Grovyle. Grovyle to me is an easy A tier. It is nearly mimicking the same idea as Bulbasaur and Chikorita, as going from like, oh, it's a flower that's budding, or it's like a little bud that's turning into a flower, but instead it's at least going for like a tree branch idea. Also, just love the random stripe across its belly. It clearly, like if you were to look at Grovyle, and then look at Sceptile, you would clearly know they're together. Or if you were to look at Trico and then look at Grovyle, you would also know that those two are together and they're all clearly tied up, and you can see like, oh yeah, like Trico is clearly like a budding leaf into a full tree branch. That's great, and it graduates to it. I think it's a great design. Combuskin. Combuskin I'm going to give a lower D to. Or lower C. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, because there's so much of it going on that doesn't properly connect to what they're doing with Blaziken. Like, where the hell does, like, Blaziken's long hair come from when it's just, like, this is just 3 feathers on top of its head? It's just, like, another, it's almost like the same issue with Charizard, where it's just, like, too much of a transition all of the sudden. Yeah, we'll give that low C tier. Marshtomp here. Marshtomp, to me, is borderline S tier, maybe upper A tier. I'm going to leave it upper A tier for right now, only because it does kind of bother me how Mudkip has 3 spikes, Marshtomp has 1, and then Swampert has 3 again. Other than that, I think it's a great design. I love the color palette. It's one of the few Pokemon that's a starter that has a more like washed out color palette, which I just think looks really good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have that much to complain about it. Just not perfect. Grottle. Grottle to me is honestly S tier. Grottle just clearly looks like it's graduating from Turtwig as like a snapping turtle, almost like a dinosaur in a way. My only complaint about Torterra, however, is I don't like the white color palette, but that to me doesn't diminish the quality that Grottle brings into clearly looking like it's moving you from Turtwig to Grottle to Torterra. You look at all 3 of those and you're like, yes, that makes sense. It's just the color palette. And I'm willing to forgive that because it does still feel like they're changing enough parts and there is enough graduation to where it's believable to me. I don't know this monkey's name off the top of my head. It's not Chimchar. Oh God, what is it? We're just gonna call him Monkey. Like, I don't know. So this guy, I think he's honestly a really good design. I love the blue that they add to it. It's honestly the same thing as Croconaw. I should have looked up what these guys are named, but that's fine. This is my video. I make my rules. I'm going to give him a mid-B tier because I'm honestly not that crazy overall about Infernape myself from an aesthetic standpoint. Like, I've never looked at him and thought, like, oh, I want him in my team. But I do think they are going the right route with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good sell for me. I'm gonna give it an upper B tier. Not that much to say. Prinpulp. Prinpulp to me also looks really good. Prinpulp to me is one of those issues too where it's almost too much of a graduation, or it's too much of a jump from Piplup to Prinpulp, but it's okay because they slow it down from Prinpulp to Empoleon. I think that's his name. Yeah, Empoleon. Prinpulp is okay by me, so I want to give Prinpulp, I want to say lower A tier, because Empoleon is badass, and it's like, again, like you look at it and you know where they're coming from. Um, what is your name? Oh boy, this video's turned into something different from what I thought it would be. It's not Snivy, it's Severus Snape. That's what it is. Thank you. Um, you see, this one to me, like the whole evolution from Snivy to Superior is just pretty meh anyways. I want to put it... I want to put it under Bayleaf, honestly, just because, one, I hate the fact that it's losing arms. Losing arms has never been a good thing for anybody. Um, yeah, just like ask Anakin Skywalker. I don't know, like... Yeah, I don't know, like, it's like, it's one of those designs, too, where they're just, like, adding more shit on it, and you can't really, like, distinguish what any of it is. Like, it has all these, like, frilly, frail stuff added onto it, and none of it really makes sense. It's, like, overly detailed, even for a second form. I'm honestly going to put it under Combuskin. No, I'm going to put it in D tier. I'm going to move it under Charmeleon, just above Charmeleon. That's my first grass-type D tier. I didn't think I'd be doing that tonight. I kind of did. Okay, this is a hot take that I have. I think Pignite is an amazing design on his own, so that to me automatically is going to put him in A tier. I almost want to put him above Grovyle and Quilava. I already want to change a few of these around, but no, we're sticking to it. We're sticking to it. I'm going to say Pignite, to me, like, I don't know, he gives off the same energy as, like, he gives off the same energy that I love about Marshtomp and Grottle, where it's just like he's like kind of round, still coming into his own, but like I don't know, like I'm okay with him becoming bipedal because he's still stumpy, and he's not just like lean and long and sexy. He's still just a pig on his feet, and I think that's great. Yeah, I'm down with that. Okay, I don't normally care about Dewott or just the entire Oshawott evolution. I don't really think the design, like, I've never cared for that whole look. I think some of the color palettes are a little weird on Oshawott more than anything. But I do like where Dewott goes with it. I'm not crazy about Samurott, but I think it still upholds the right idea. So I want to give it, it's at least above Croconaw. Yeah, I don't know. I also just like how it encapsulates the idea of a samurai. The only downside to that entire evolution is the fact that it evolves from 2 feet to 4 feet, which to me is like Digimon logic, which I don't think is good logic. So for that, I think I'm going to keep it, yeah, mid-B tier. It's still a good design. I do love how it's kind of looks like it has warrior pads. I don't even remember this guy's name, but he is a round boy that I don't like. He's just got too much going on. He looks way too much like a fucking Crash Bandicoot character, or like he came from, yeah, I don't know, some kind of like a Sega game. I got no love for this boy. He's even under Charmeleon. At least he's fun to look at, and you want to know what's going on with him, whereas like you look at Charmeleon and you're just like, he just looks like a sunburnt Charmander who has a bump on his head. Firefox Lady. We're still forgetting names, don't you worry. This one to me is too much too fast to graduate from a fox. So I also kind of want to... I gotta put it down here because it's just like they put a stick in its butt. It's got way too much going on. It's standing. There's so much black added to the palette. It's just such a drastic change. I'm honestly going to put it under this Quilladin guy. Hey, I remembered his name. Quilladin, whatever it is. Yeah, we're going to put it under Quilladin. I also really hope my mic works on this. I'm putting a long fucking amount of work into this thing. I care about this way more than I thought I would. Yeah, I'm still going to keep Charmeleon at the very bottom. I just don't like him. He's just not enough more than anything. Okay, what's your name? It's not Froakie. Shoot. Either way, I think he is S tier. That's the important part. Whenever I can remember his name, we'll mark these down. But it's a very simple design and it's a very simple graduation. The only complaint I have about this frog, but it's okay because I'll give it a pass because Greninja still is consistent with its design, is the only complaint is this guy should have a tongue coming out. He should at least show some taunt of using his tongue, but it's not a deal breaker to me. because it's still a very clear color transition. It's still holding true to its overall shape from its hands to its body, and it goes from being baby blue to half baby blue and half royal blue to all royal blue, with obviously white added in, but it's just good color graduation. It's doing the exact opposite of what Charmeleon fails to do, or of what Charmeleon does. Um, Dartrix. Dartrix to me, for a guy who loves a lot of grass types, I'm bringing all of these down. Dartrix. I know what my username is, and Dartrix to me, God, I think Dartrix is worse than. I really don't like that fox lady. Dartrix is garbage. Dartrix looks so bad. It's unnecessary, like edgy boy hair, where it should have looked more like a hat, because it eventually turns into a hood. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, it just looks like they slapped leaves on it to remind you that it's grass type, but not really put any thought into it. So, yeah, I don't know. Don't really care for it. This cat, I couldn't even tell you its name. I don't even know the normal cat's name. This is where Andy's getting a little bit out of touch. I'm gonna put this homie, cause I know what Incineroar looks like. And it just looks so far from Incineroar to me that I can't even guess it. So I want to put it. I'm gonna put it under Snivy because I do like Incineroar, and it's not a bad color palette. It doesn't have too much going on. It just doesn't have enough going on to really tie everything together. No, it's definitely better than Quilladin. We'll put it bottom C tier. I feel good about that. This Bubble Seal. I love this design, honestly. I don't think it's going for anything that I've seen before in a starter type Pokemon, to where it becomes an angelic kind of a creature, and it almost looks more like a Kirby monster than anything. So I want to slap this little buddy. I almost want to say upper A tier because I love the bubble design. I love how it looks like foamy ocean water, and you look at the form before and the form after, and they do all come together quite nicely, and it's honestly a pretty fluid transition. I'm actually going to put you above Grovyle. Okay, I don't know any of their names even more now. This is just further diminishing my credibility, but I still think it's necessary to share all of it because I think I still have good points. This guy's body, I just don't like. He looks way too much like Gumby with arms and a gorilla face. So that automatically is just a no-go for me. I think Grookey is a great design, and because it also just is such a big skip into the Primeape guy, whatever his name is. I don't know, I just it's worse than this cat. It's worse than Combuskin. I'm gonna put him down here. You know what? God, I love my grass types, but they are polarizing in design more than anything else. Overall, right now, it looks like water's the best aesthetic in general, in my opinion. Soccer Bunny. Soccer Bunny, I don't care for, but it's at the very least consistent with everything. I don't like it as a design in general, but it does hold true to its overall aesthetic with everything. I just wish it gave me some vibe of fire typing more than anything, but I don't know. I at least look at it and I feel satisfied with the graduation of the forms, where I'm just okay, I'll believe that. So I'll leave it in bottom B tier. I gotta be a little generous to that one because I don't know enough about it, and compared to this homeboy from the Galar region, it's a much better step up. Now, this guppy looking dude, still don't know his name. I kind of like him. We're going to name him Mushroom. We're going to name him Mushroom. He, to me, is the same treatment where, I get where he's going from Sobble to that Gex-looking character. Yeah, I don't know. The only downside is he's kind of got the edgy boy haircut, so that is going to bring it down for me a little bit again. I want to put him, upper C tier. Overall, I don't really care for any of the Galar region stuff. I don't know. They're not that special. I really hope that this recording picks up my audio more than anything, because this was a ton of fun to make. And I don't know, it felt like a transition from what I'm normally doing. That being said, I will be off tonight, most likely with stream. If I do, it'll be a surprise pop in for like an hour or so. But I got to focus on physical therapy and make sure that I'm taking care of my body and eating and nourishing myself in between then. So actually, at the end of this video, I'm going to decide I will not be on tonight, but I will absolutely, absolutely be on Friday at 6 p.m. Central. Look out for me. Say hi. Hope we can hang out. I will also be on around Discord. I'm trying to be more active at that as much as I can. I want to hear everyone else's take on this more than anything. Tell me why I'm wrong. Tell me why, more importantly, why I'm so right. And just tell me about how you guys are doing. Yeah, I wish I could be hanging out with y'all tonight, but Andy's got to take care of his body first so I can continue to pay my bills, so I can continue to do this in my free time and not worry about paying my bills. This is never my livelihood. This is just what I enjoy doing, so I can connect with other individuals and do what I love and talk about what I love. And yeah, I don't know. I also can't wait to see where they go with Fuecoco, SpaghettiOs, and Quaxley on their evolutions. I want to know. I can't wait to see all the theories on everything. Yeah, I don't know. I will be hanging out on Discord for the coming week, and I just want to say I love all of you guys, and that was a really fun long weekend, and I love all the support that I've had with everything, and yeah, I hope to hear from everyone real soon. Outside of that, have a great night. I'll see you all around on Discord, and if not, I'll see you on Friday.